Long before plastic compost bins, thermometers, and turning schedules, farmers were quietly building soil that lasted generations. They weren't managing piles, they were managing layers. If you've ever wondered why old farmland stays fertile even after decades of use, this is the reason. Subscribe now, because once you understand this system, compost bins will start to feel unnecessary. Why ancient soil stayed fertile for centuries. The biggest lie modern gardening tells is that soil needs constant input. Ancient farmers knew soil needed protection, balance, and time. Instead of concentrating organic matter in one place, they spread it across the land in layers. These layers fed microbes slowly, prevented nutrient loss, and created humus directly where crops grew. Nothing was wasted, nothing overheated, and nothing dried out. The hidden flaw of modern compost piles. Compost bins work, but they remove organic matter from the soil ecosystem during the most important phase. While materials sit in a pile, soil organisms below are starving. Nutrients volatilize, moisture escapes, and microbial diversity narrows. Ancient systems avoided this by decomposing materials exactly where plants would need them later. Layering was not random, it was deliberate. Farmers layered materials based on how fast they broke down. Tough, carbon-rich matter went down first, softer greens followed, and living soil capped everything. This created a slow, steady breakdown that mimicked the forest floor. Each layer served a purpose from moisture control to nutrient release. The base layer that changed everything. The bottom layer was always coarse and fibrous. Stalks, straw, dried weeds, small branches, or reeds were laid directly on the soil surface. This layer created air pockets, prevented compaction, and allowed water to move downward without runoff. It also fed fungi, which are essential for long-term soil structure. The green layer that powered decomposition. On top of the dry layer came fresh green material. This included weeds, leafy trimmings, kitchen scraps, and manure when available. This layer provided nitrogen and moisture, activating bacteria and speeding up decomposition without overheating. Balance mattered more than quantity. Soil was never left exposed. After organic layers were added, farmers covered everything with soil, finished compost, or even mud in wetter regions. This sealed in moisture, moderated temperature, and protected microbes from sunlight. Decomposition happened underground, quietly and efficiently. So here's why this system actually builds humus, not just regular compost. Humus forms when organic matter decomposes slowly in the presence of living soil. Layering prevents rapid oxidation, and, it keeps carbon stable. Instead of breaking down completely into gases, carbon bonds with minerals and microbes, creating this dark, crumbly soil that holds nutrients for years. Water was used strategically, not excessively. Ancient farmers watered the layers once, but really deeply. After layering, the area was soaked thoroughly to activate microbes. A simple activation mix was often used when available. 1 tablespoon of unsulfured molasses diluted in 5 liters of water and applied evenly across the bed. This fed microbes immediately without disturbing the balance. After that, rainfall and soil cover maintained moisture naturally. So, why were pests rarely a problem? Well, buried organic matter decomposes differently than exposed waste. Rodents, flies, and odors were rare because oxygen levels stayed low and microbial competition was high. Predatory organisms thrived, keeping populations balanced. This is why layered systems were used near homes without issue. So here's how crops benefited directly from layering. Roots grew into decomposing layers just as nutrients were released. This timing created steady growth rather than those sudden nutrient spikes. Plants developed deeper roots, stronger stems, and honestly, much better drought resistance. The soil stayed loose, even under repeated planting. Instead of turning piles, farmers layered fields seasonally. After harvest, residues stayed right where they fell. New materials were added, lightly covered, and then just left alone. By planting season, the soil had transformed. Each year added another thin layer of fertility, and those results really compounded over time. Layered soil absorbs water like a sponge and releases it slowly. During heavy rain, erosion drops dramatically. During drought, moisture remains available deeper down. This resilience is actually why ancient fields outperformed modern ones under stress. You don't need land or livestock. Start by laying coarse, dry material directly on soil. Add fresh greens, then cover with soil or finished compost. Water deeply once using 5 liters of water per square meter, optionally mixed with 1 tablespoon of molasses. Leave it undisturbed. Plant after 2 to 3 weeks or immediately for transplants. The biggest mistake modern gardeners make, honestly, is mixing everything together. Layering works because, well, materials decompose at different speeds. When mixed, balance is lost and decomposition becomes chaotic. Order creates harmony underground. So, why did compost bins become popular anyway? Bins made sense for urban spaces and waste control, not really for soil health. They centralized organic matter but disconnected it from living soil. Layering reconnects the process to where fertility actually matters most. What does this teach us about real soil building? Soil is not fed, it is assembled. Layer by layer, season by season, life builds life. Ancient farmers understood this instinctively, and honestly, their methods still outperform modern shortcuts. If this changed how you see compost and soil, go ahead and subscribe to Nature's Blueprint for more forgotten systems that still work better than anything modern. And hey, share this with someone who thinks soil has to be complicated.